Alright, so today's video is unfortunately not going to be a little bit different. We do have a lot of different stuff that we are going to take a look at here today, but the focus of this video is mainly going to be Charlie Kirk and his attempt to do some damage control in the wake of the Epstein files blow up. MAGA is literally being torn apart. The Trump administration internally is being completely ripped apart from the inside out. MAGA supporters, Trump supporters are fighting with each other. A lot of them are very upset with Trump regarding all of the information and all of the things that were promised that weren't delivered on when it comes to Jeffrey Epstein and his client list. There's a lot we're going to go through here today, but again, the focus is going to be Charlie Kirk and the immense backlash and pushback he is getting from his own audience. It really is something amazing. So the first clip we're going to start here with is a clip from yesterday. Charlie Kirk said, "You know what? I'm not going to talk about Epstein anymore. I'll let him tell you himself." Here it is.
Honestly, I'm done talking about Epstein for the time being. I'm going to trust my friends in the administration. I'm going to trust my friends in the government to do what needs to be done, solve it, balls in their hands. I've said plenty this last weekend. So if you guys want to see my commentary on it, that's fine. Honestly.
So Charlie Kirk said, "You know what? I'm not going to talk about Epstein anymore. I'm done." And this is coming off the heels of a post that Donald Trump made on Truth Social on July 12th, 2 days before that clip that we just watched. This is a very long post. If you're familiar with the situation, you've probably seen parts of this post. Donald Trump pretty much goes on a pretty long rant. He's very clearly, spiraling a little bit. He's never had. This is the first time that he has had real actual pushback from his base. So he's spiraling a little bit here. We're not going to go through all of this. What's going on with my boys, and in some case gals, wild way to start this post off. I mean, absolutely crazy. They're all going after Attorney General Pam Bondi, who, again, we have this clip pulled up here. Pam Bondi famously said in a Fox News interview that the Jeffrey Epstein, the list it's on my desk. It's ready to review. We're going to take a look at this clip here. We're going to revisit the Trump post.
DOJ may be releasing the list of Jeffrey Epstein's clients. Will that really happen?
It's sitting on my desk right now to review. That's been a directive by President Trump. I'm reviewing.
That's been a directive by President Trump. It's sitting on my desk ready to review. Well, obviously, something changed. Nothing changed. Who is doing a fantastic job. Attorney General Pam Bondi is doing a fantastic job. We're on one team, MAGA, and I don't like what's happening. We have a perfect administration. He goes on to say that, this, that, and the other. And then he says that the Epstein files were created by the Democrats. They created the Epstein files just like they created the fake Hillary Clinton Christopher Steele dossier that they used on me, and now my so-called friends are playing right into their hands. Why didn't these radical left lunatics release the Epstein files? If there was anything in there that could have hurt the MAGA movement, why didn't they use it? Again, he is very clearly feeling the pressure here. Let Pam Bondi do her job, in all caps. And again, a lot of this is also in response to Dan Bongino and Pam Bondi. Actually, don't have this pulled up. Dan Bongino, Deputy Director of the FBI, and Pam Bondi got into some type of very, very heated verbal altercation last week at the White House over the release of these files, over how it's being handled. Dan Bongino threatened to quit. He threatened to rage quit like the little bitch he is. But on to Charlie Kirk, here is back to Charlie Kirk, I should say. Here is a tweet from Charlie Kirk on October 7, 2024. Vote Trump to release the list. Obviously talking about the Jeffrey Epstein list. And again, before we continue with Charlie Kirk, last night, Republicans they voted against releasing the Epstein files in a vote in the House. I know that's kind of not really flown under the radar, but they did this late last night, and the Republicans definitely don't want people to talk about it. But let's continue here to today, where Charlie Kirk is, again, trying to do a lot of damage control. Actually, before we do this, I need to show this here. There was a video that he posted yesterday talking about this stuff. That's what that clip that I played for you before was from. It was from I guess it was part of his live stream. I don't even know. It doesn't matter. Where he says, breaking development on the Epstein files that changes the game again. This video on his channel has 13,000 likes. and 9.3 thousand dislikes. That is, for a figure on the right like Charlie Kirk, one of the biggest, most prominent, most outspoken conservative Republican commentators out there. That's a lot. This is a huge pushback here. Excuse me. And the comments pretty much say it all on this video. Covering for pedos is insane. I'm stunned at how quickly all of my favorite trust your voices turned into, come on guys, we've got to trust. Oh wait, no I'm not. I always suspected they were just politicians and pundits perpetuating party prosperity. Turning Point lost my donations. And that's what keeps MAGA and the Republicans and the conservatives going. That's where the money's at. That is where all of the money in politics is at. It's on the fucking right. Trust me. With the exception of some. The Trump team lost my trust. Just their own swamp. When corrupt politicians start going to jail, then we will start believing in the government. She said absolutely nothing talking about Pam Bondi. They are just going to kick the can down the road and hope that we forget about it. So the information suddenly exists again. The double whiplash is old at this point. Nothing is coming. Massive cover-up. Again, his audience is mad at him. And it's not just this video. If you go onto his channel, yes, please just, my feed is probably infected for the remainder of the time that I will be alive because I searched Charlie Kirk's account on my YouTube account. So please please send your support for me because, again, I have infected my YouTube feed probably forever. Even on this is posted 1 hour ago. Right now, where I'm at, it's 3:36 p.m. on July 15th, 2025. This was posted 1 hour ago. This isn't even about the Epstein stuff. This clip was just posted to his YouTube channel. Let me refresh it, actually, since it's been sitting here for a minute. 157 dislikes and only almost 300 likes. Again, the top comments are all about the Epstein list. Charlie, you fucked up. Yes, sir, I understand. I'll stop talking about it Don't come after my family and money. Is that how the sit-down went? He'll be talking about the Culture and Christianity Conference. I hope that they talk about how evil sex trafficking is. Again, I don't know what this clip is about. I mean, that's the title of it. I don't care. I'm not going to watch it. We don't need to watch it. The new reply from mainstream conservative news on the Epstein matter is, now, Epstein files is not one of the main concerns of Trump supporters, or this is definitely not splitting up the Trump base. Get a grip and release the files. They cannot get away from this. And it's not just Charlie Kirk that's feeling the heat here. Again, we're going to get to the clip of him trying to do damage control because he is definitely feeling the pressure, much like much of the Trump administration is. Megyn Kelly and Ben Shapiro, we're not going to watch this, but Megyn Kelly and Ben Shapiro kind of got into it. It's not that exciting. I saw some clips of them kind of going at it. Megyn Kelly was kind of pressing Ben Shapiro on the matter, but Megyn Kelly and Ben Shapiro going at it over the Epstein list, over the release of the client list, over how it's been completely fumbled by the Trump administration because they ran on this pretty heavily. Again, Pam Bondi, I have the list sitting on my desk. The infamous right-wing influencers going out with the fucking binders, the books in their hands, and saying, "Oh, we've got the files," when it was just information that we had already seen. Donald Trump Jr. in 2024 saying we need to release the Epstein list. Again, they ran on this. Trump ran heavily on this issue. And they have completely fumbled the bag. But that brings us back to Charlie Kirk here. Shout out to Media Matters for providing this clip. Media Matters, always goated 100%. This is Charlie Kirk now attempting to do damage control because his audience is pissed at him and he is afraid of losing that moolah. Here it is.
So this is what I said yesterday. Plenty was said this.
Also, I'm sorry. Dude, if you need a transcript, a written out transcript of what you said on your own show yesterday, you have completely lost the plot. And it just makes me personally think that you do not care about what you're saying, and you probably don't believe what you're saying. How do you have to have a written transcript of what you said on your show yesterday? He's reading what he said off of a piece of paper, something he said yesterday. That's crazy.
Last weekend at our event about Epstein. Honestly, I'm done about talking about Epstein for the time being. Nobody, not a single news outlet said for the time being. They did not include that second part of the sentence. I'm going to trust my friends at the administration. True. I'm going to trust Kash Patel, Dan Bongino, J.D. Vance. It's their ball. It's their possession. I'm going to trust my friends in the government to do what needs to be done. I've said plenty this weekend, and the ball is in their hands. So if you guys want to see my commentary on it, that's fine. We have escalatory action being taken in Ukraine and Russia. We have tons of announcements happening when it comes to NATO. But let me say this again. You know my opinion about Epstein, the messaging fumble. I would love to see this again. No one covered the second part of the statement. No one covered it. This thing has like 10 million views on social media. And unfortunately, too many people on our side fell for this garbage. And I get it, heightened. And by the way, part of this is I'm going to have some compassion. This is a very hot moment, very hot. And let me be clear. I'm not trusting the government.
That is quite literally what he said in this clip. Did he not just say Media Matters? Again, shout out to Media Matters, always goated. They do a transcript of the clip here. I'm going to trust my friends of the administration. True, I'm going to trust Kash Patel, Dan Bongino, J.D. Vance. He just said in this clip that he's trusting the government. And now he's saying, I'm not trusting the government. But again, this all goes back to all of the backlash he's receiving for what he said yesterday about him not wanting to talk about it. And he trusts the government. And he says that, I trust that what they say is true. Dude, you just fucking said, you just said, I trust them. And then a minute later, we're a minute 10 in, 30 seconds after you say that, I'm not trusting them. Bitch, which one is it?
I'm trusting
Spineless little fucking coward.
Individuals that you too also trust. You guys are all fans of Dan Bongino and Kash Patel.
This is so sad. This is so fucking sad for him. This is awesome for me. I love watching him grovel. I mean, that's to me what this is. I mean, he's sitting there, please don't take your money away. Please, I need the money. I need the donations. Please don't hate me. Please. You guys understand, right? Please.
Trusting that they heard you, they heard me, and they are working to fix this. Let me finish this. But let me say this again. I would love to see the DOJ move to unseal the grand jury testimony. We're going to talk about that with a guest later this show. I think this would be a big win, and I would love to see that. I'm going to trust my friends, Kash Patel, Dan Bongino, my friend Pam Bondi, all these guys. I'm going to trust them to solve it. Ball is in their court. I think there was, let's say, a lot of speeches that were directed towards this topic. That's it. And by the way, today we're going to cover it for nearly a full hour. But the media went out of its way. Let's just put 323 up there.
It's also crazy. The mainstream media has been, they've been covering this a lot, and a lot of the media, they're eating up, the Trump base. I mean, I can't sit here and say I'm not doing the same thing. They're eating up that the Trump base is finally dissenting from what Daddy Trump is saying. They're not bowing down, getting on their knees, unbuckling his pants, unzipping his zipper, and putting that schlong deep down their throat, right? You're right, but it's not the media though. They cannot get away from this. It is not the media. These are your own fans, Charlie. These are the supporters that you have garnered. These are the supporters that you have in your corner that are saying, hey, you fucked up. You saw the comments that I showed you on Charlie's videos. They said, you fucked up really bad. That one comment literally said, you lost my Turning Point USA, lost my donations. That's how bad this is fucked up. He could sit there and say it's the media all he wants. And again, I'm not agreeing with Charlie Kirk, but it's not the fucking media, dude. These are Trump supporters, diehard MAGA supporters that feel like they got fucked over. They are finally realizing for once since Donald Trump, since 2015, they are finally getting the treatment that people like me have been getting for a long time. Donald Trump is telling you to shut the fuck up. Don't think about it. Don't talk about it. You're a fucking idiot if you do. You're a piece of shit if you do. And they don't know how to handle it. These MAGA podcasters, the ones that are at least trying to ignore this, they do not know how to handle it. And I am 100% here for it. I love it.
On screen again. all of these articles. So they won't cover the essence or the story of the Epstein story, but they'll cover the idea that somehow Charlie Kirk is moving on. Never was that ever said, and nor is that the truth. And guys, they heard us.
I mean, he did say, if you want to hear my coverage about it, I have the clip pulled up. I've already played it. He did say in his coverage, if you want to hear what I have to say, go watch what I said before. I don't want to talk about it anymore. And if for the time, he says, he keeps saying they left out the for the time being part. If the for the time being was less than a day, then who the fuck's going to believe anything you say, dumbass? Like, what are you talking about? They all left out the part where I said for the time being. You said that shit yesterday, and you're already talking about it today. It just doesn't matter. You look like an idiot no matter how you cut it, Charlie.
Trust me, Student Action Summit was near complete messaging saturation. And so looking back, should I have said those 5 words in the sequence I said? Here's what I should have said. And what I was saying, and guess what? You say thousands of words on a talk radio program. Not all of them is as precise as you should have said. So this is what I was saying. Ball is in your court, guys. You are my friends. We got your attention overwhelmingly. Fix it.
The damage control is so bad. This is terrible. I mean, again, I love it. I am enjoying this thoroughly. I mean, I don't have my popcorn and my slushy here to enjoy this, but I mean, like, this is really bad. His base is not going to buy this. It's too late. It's too fucking late.
That is what I was saying. And this was a Mockingbird media hit from our guests, from a lot of people chose to bring it up all over the weekend, and that's fine. And to be clear,
it's not.
We think they can fix it. So what I want to make an addendum to what was said yesterday is we're going to keep on talking about it. When I said for the time being, I was talking yesterday. I was telling the audience.
What is that? Doesn't even make sense. That doesn't even make any fucking sense, dude. That just sounds fucking stupid. What do you mean? For the time being, I meant just yesterday. Even though right before I said, or right after, or right before, or whatever it was, I said, if you want to hear what I have to say about it, go look at what I've said in the past. What does that imply, Charlie? That you're not going to talk about it for the foreseeable future? I was just talking about yesterday, guys. What, are you guys fucking stupid? You guys not understand English? How did you guys not understand I was talking about yesterday? Bro.
Guys, I got a whole deck of stories I got to cover here. You see, they want to cover MAGA in disarray, and there is so much going on right now.
That's where the clip cuts off. Again, shout out to Media Matters. Always do some amazing work. If you can ever, or if you ever have the means, donate to Media Matters. They do so much important and amazing work. I love Media Matters. Love them. But that being said, that is going to be where I wrap this one up, guys. Let me know what you think of Charlie Kirk's very pretty. It was pretty funny. It was awesome in a way that, it was awesome in a way that is just indescribable in a way. Really, let me know what you thought of Charlie Kirk attempting to do the best or the worst, depending on where you sit on the aisle, damage control. Let me know what you thought of my coverage of everything that I talked about. Let me know what you think of this situation just in general. And always, please comment down below what you thought about this video in general. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, press that little bell, turn on all notifications so you guys never miss an upload.